Hello friends, and welcome to Living in Missoula, Montana in the Bitterroot Valley. My name is June Murray. I'm a local realtor here in Montana, in Western Montana. So today's video is all about living in Florence. If you're curious about Florence, Montana, the Bitterroot Valley, what it's like to live here, the pros and the cons, you are in the right place. So stay tuned. So like I said, if you are curious about living in Florence, Montana, then you are in the right place, because today I'm going to take you through a tour of Florence so you can see everything that Florence has to offer. As you travel down Highway 93 headed south from Missoula, Florence is your first town as you hit Ravalli County. Florence is a very small community. It's very quiet, very rural. There's only about 1,000 people, just over 1,000 people that live in Florence, so the community is very small. The beautiful thing about Florence is it's tucked between the Bitterroot and Sapphire mountain ranges, so you have a 360 view of the mountains anytime you're traveling. The Bitterroot River also flows down the middle of the valley, so anywhere you live in Florence, the river is within close proximity. The Bitterroot Valley is considered to be in the banana belt of Montana, so the winter is much more mild here, tucked between the two mountain ranges. We definitely have some harsh temperatures in the wintertime, but it is much less harsh than out in eastern Montana. One of my favorite things about living in Florence is you have nature in every direction. Hiking, fishing, hunting, berry picking in the summer, wildflowers everywhere. It's really a beautiful place to live. Public lands, if you're a public land hunter, you have public lands right here at your fingertips. Florence School is a kindergarten through 12th grade school. Our boys go to school in Florence. The high school is small. The graduating class each year is around 50 to 75 students, which is not large. It's a nice, small, tight-knit community. Definitely have that small town feel here in Florence. Florence offers a variety of places to go out and eat. Even though we are small, there are still some fun places for date nights, family nights out to dinner, even trivia and live music. The Backyard Tap House, which is one of our favorite family places to go, has a beautiful patio in the summertime and spring to sit out and look at the mountain views while you enjoy your meal and tasty beverages. The Bear's Lair is also a great option. The Bear's Lair has lunch and dinner. They have their own small bar and also a casino. The Rustic Hut is a small divey bar that all the locals love. They have trivia on Tuesday nights and also line dancing and live music on the weekends. We have a couple coffee shops, drive-through coffee shops. Glenn's Cafe, which is a great diner. They serve breakfast, lunch. They have really great pie, really great burgers. And also the Yellowstone series. If you're a fan of Yellowstone, there is one scene that was filmed in Glenn's. Florence also has its own pickleball facility if you are a pickleball lover. There's a gym here for those who need a place to work out. And there's also a CrossFit gym in Lolo. For all of you nature lovers, Florence has an abundance of nature to take advantage of. We have the Bitterroot River flowing right through the valley, which is great for fishing, fly fishing, rafting, even just playing on the beach with your family or your dog. The Bitterroot River is a beautiful river. It's big and flowing throughout the year. One thing you do want to be careful with the river here in Florence, when the winter snow melts, the river is very high and dangerous. Early June, you definitely don't want to be going into the river. We have public lands in every direction. Sweeney Creek Trail will hike you back all the way back to Idaho. There's a few high mountain lakes back there with trout. It's a beautiful hike. I highly recommend it. Florence medical facilities consist of a small medical office called Providence. If you need a hospital, the nearest hospital is going to be in Missoula. There's 2 hospitals in Missoula, or there's also one south of Florence in Hamilton. And now for the drawbacks to living in Florence. There are a few that I definitely didn't know about when we moved here. The roads, the weather conditions in the roads in the wintertime can be very dangerous. Highway 93 is one of the most dangerous highways in Montana. The roads can be very icy and slick when the temperatures drop. You have to travel through the S-curves from Missoula down through Lolo to make your way to Florence, and oftentimes there are dangerous accidents on Highway 93 and through the S-curves. Another thing about Florence that most people may not know before moving here is the public transportation is very minimal. It's pretty hard to find an Uber. There are no local buses that travel down except for the Bitterroot bus. So finding a ride if you don't have a vehicle is pretty tough. And lastly, fire season is one thing to be aware of in Montana. Summertime fire season can be very thick with smoke, and you can have a full month or 2 where it's hard to see the mountains because there's so much smoke. So there are the downfalls to living in Florence. I'm sure there are more that I can't think of, but definitely the good outweigh the bad. With Missoula being so close, you have all the modern amenities of life that you need, such as Costco, an international airport, downtown Missoula, which has a fun nightlife for the city, for date nights. We also have the Kettle House Amphitheater for summertime shows and concerts. There are really great farmers markets in Missoula, Stevensville, and Hamilton as well. There is a bike trail, a paved bike trail that travels all the way from Missoula down the Bitterroot Valley to Hamilton, Montana, which is approximately 50 miles. If you are a bicycle enthusiast, this is a really great bike trail. If you are a horse lover, there are plenty of equestrian trails and hiking trails to take advantage of with your 4-legged friends. There's also a 50-mile yard sale if you are a yard sale lover like me. That goes down all throughout the Bitterroot Valley, trickling down through all the small towns. There's no way that you could get through all of the yard sales. There's so many, it's amazing. There are thrifting and antique shops throughout the valley and also in Missoula if you're an antique lover. One thing I love about Florence is I've noticed that in every season, if it's a nice day, your neighbors are out walking, hiking, working in their yards, enjoying the beautiful scenery that Montana has to offer. If you have any questions or would like to know more about Florence or anything about the Bitterroot Valley or Missoula, please reach out. I'd be happy to help. My information is below in the comments. Thanks so much for joining us today and have a great one.